This year feels like it has lasted a decade already and it's racing past. For me, water, whether it's too much, too little, or its quality, has been a constant backdrop. Last week, during the heat wave, I opened a flood scheme in West Sussex. And during the coronavirus lockdown, which has coincided with one of the sunniest springs on record, work has continued on 90% of the Environment Agency's flood and coastal risk projects. The pandemic has shown that governments and businesses can act fast and build huge infrastructure ahead of increasing risks. It has also reminded everybody, businesses and citizens alike, about the value of nature and green spaces. For the investment community, as highlighted by Richard Curtis, this public awareness is significant. People want to save money for the future, but they don't want their savings invested in companies that are harming nature or contributing to climate change. But it doesn't have to be a catch-22. Clean and resilient projects can deliver healthy returns. By responding to that demand, we can show the world at COP26 that we are determined to win the race to net zero and that we understand that no one can be left behind. The Environment Agency has set itself a target of net zero by 2030, but we can only do this by working in partnership and by employing the relevant skills. A lack of STEM skills is estimated to cost industry £1.5 billion a year from inflated salaries, recruitment costs, and additional training costs. Our environmental science degree apprenticeships give young people an opportunity to start a career in our sector straight out of school while undertaking a degree-level apprenticeship. And our flood and coastal engineering higher education programme has helped over 400 people get jobs in the flood sector. This is only part of our modest contribution towards the workforce needed for a just and climate resilient economy. But imagine what we could do if we all worked together on this issue. Finance is vital. With DEFRA, we recently launched a programme financing nature-based solutions with the Esme Fairbairn Foundation and Triodos Bank. One example is the building of leaky dams, the creation of bogs and the re-wetting of peat on 70 hectares of the River Wyre catchment by the local Rivers Trust. This will help to reduce flooding to a number of properties in Lancashire, create new habitats for wildlife, and help to mitigate climate change by storing greenhouse gases. Working with private sector partners, including United Utilities, the Co-op Insurance, and Flood Re, our intention is to demonstrate the commercial viability of such projects to the investment community. We will then work with others in the finance sector, including the Green Finance Institute, led by Rhianne-Marie Thomas, to catalyse the scaling up of further similar projects, both in the UK and around the world.